Welcome to a brand new season of Live from My Office. Happy New Year. Welcome to 2023. And I'm excited to have you. You know, there's 2 million plus podcasts out there, but this is clearly in my top 5. And I appreciate the fact that you listen. Please tell your friends, subscribe, rate, and review. And I thought for this first episode, a great way to kick off the new year would be for us to together share what I did on New Year's Eve. I might be thinking that's a little self-serving, but it's entertainment from people you know from this show and from me on the radio as well. And I think you're going to like it. More on that in a second. I mentioned the radio, so obviously that's a setup for a cheap plug for the radio show, The Steve Cochran Show, every morning on AM 890 WLS plus smart devices like your Alexa. You can stream it from about 1 million different apps now, and people listen around the world. So why should you be any different? And that's from 5:30 to 9 every morning. Thank you very much in advance for listening. The show's smart, show's funny, and I like to think this podcast is as well. So here's the deal. We're going to plow through another season in the most entertaining, funny, and smart way possible. We'll continue on Live from My Office to cover news, to cover sports, and to talk to some really interesting people. The show will always be funny, and we'll try to give you a common sense view, which I certainly try to do every day on the radio as well. So however you get the Steve Cochran Show, and I hope you get multiple versions of it. I just want to again say thank you for the support. The first podcast of this new season are highlights from my New Year's Eve show. Now you might be saying, Steve, I'm listening to this. It's way past New Year's Eve. Why are we going backwards? Well, because we had a good time. And I think you'll enjoy this because you're going to get John Da Cosse being very funny. You're going to get me doing stand-up. You're going to get Paul Conrad from Channel 9, who was nice enough to stop by way of video. The great Mike Toomey, one of the funniest stand-ups in the country. The very funny Tim Benker as well. And Nick Digilio joins us. The Nick D podcast is great. Google up the Nick D podcast. Give that a listen as well. Mike Toomey, as I mentioned, and Mr. Benker. Oh, Stupid News. I love the Stupid News because every year when we do these shows, I am tasked with trying to make an entire year funny when we do the year in review. So I count on the idiots from Florida and the idiots around the world to tell you stories that really make the rest of us feel better. It's almost like an audio podcast version of reality TV. At least I'm assuming that's why you watch reality TV. Chris Chelios, one of the greatest hockey players of all time, he drops by, and sure, he got hit in the head a lot. And maybe that's why I helped him when he did a video for us. It's all in here, and it's all part of this first episode of the season for our podcast, Live from My Office. Again, download, rate, and review, subscribe or like wherever you listen, and please tell your friends. And do give the show a listen, the regular radio show, in real time or by podcast. We'll get you highlights here when you can't listen live, or you could go to the WLSAM.com website. The podcasts are up there. Now, I'm going to be honest with you. My politics are down the middle. And a lot of the shows that aren't mine on WLS are not. So if those shows aren't for you, just understand they're not for me either. I'm here to give you that entertainment 5:30 to 9 and to give it to you here on Live from My Office in this new world we live in. So thank you for the 18th, 19th, 20th time. I'm going to keep thanking you. I don't care how uncomfortable it makes you as we get into this first episode of a brand new season of Live from My Office. Great guest to come, by the way. Next time we do this, I'll tell you a little bit of who's coming up on the guest list. But for now, the Raue Theater in Crystal Lake. The sound is not perfect because we recorded it as it was happening on stage and from the audience, but you can certainly hear the entertainment and the good time that we had. And I hope next year you'll consider being a part of it. We'll have other shows during 2023 as well. So one more time, did I mention thank you yet for the support? Yeah. Thank you for listening here, and thank you for listening to the radio show as well on WLS mornings 5:30 to 9. Let's get into it. When we come back, more entertainment Stand by for that as we're playing you highlights from our New Year's Eve show. But first, let's take an intermission. If you need to get up and stretch your legs and walk away from the podcast, feel free to do that. And just remember to flush and wash your hands. We'll see you back here in just a moment as we continue live from my office.
Nothing but cakes?
Yeah. So good.
Oh my God! You know what? The hell with the show. I'll drive. I'll take 4 trips. I don't care. Oh my God! They have little buntettes, buntinis, miniature buns, big buns, and I like big buns, and I cannot lie. Have you been? Do you know what I'm talking about? Oh my God. Christmas Eve morning, I went out. I bought 2 boxes from Nothing But Cake, put them in my car, I'm driving home. This guy slides right through the intersection, cut me off. I had to swerve. Both of those boxes just flew right in my mouth. And, shut up, that's what happened. You don't know, shut up. We moved my mother-in-law into the house. She's 96. God bless her. Everybody's like, oh my God, it's your mother-in-law. That must be hard. And it's friggin' horrible. No, she's sweet. The problem is she's 96, which also is the temperature she's most comfortable at. So I've been sleeping outside for a while. But at Christmas, we give her gifts. It's ridiculous. She gets the gifts, she opens them up, she puts them in her closet, we never see them again. I'm like, oh my God, any re-gifters here? Anybody re-gift for the holidays? Yes! It's the best thing.
Yeah.
So I thought I would re-gift my mother-in-law. How's she gonna know? She's 96 years old. She opened it up, she said, you gave this to me in 1997. I'm like, son of a bitch. Now, my defense, it was a calendar. I did not think it through. That is on me. They're different. We had my nieces and nephews come over. My nephew, Casey, who just turned 13. Anybody here with teenagers? Anybody with teenagers? Yes. No. How old are your teenagers? How old? 14. 19? 14? Who's the 14? Girl or boy? Girl. Boy. Who am I talking to? Who is this? Just you yell out and then I'll yell out. He won't know. It's a boy, 14? Yeah. Has puberty hit? It's right here. It's right here. And he's so glad he's here right now. Told you didn't want to go. Gotta make fun of me. This is wrong, Dad. No, puberty hits for girls. It's drama. It's drama.
Oh, yeah.
Puberty hits for boys. My God. They smell so bad. My nephew, he reeked. I was in the car with him and 2 of his friends. I couldn't breathe. We hit a skunk. That smell came in. I was like, thank God. Open the vent, more skunk. I took him to the zoo. We walked in the monkey house. The monkey's like, what the hell is that? Get him out. Throw your poo. Everybody throw your poo. Get him out. Because I'm not getting any younger. I know you guys in Benker Steve, you've never looked fresher. But I'm 61 years old. 61, you're right, sir. I mean, first off, thanks for coming. And secondly, 61. And, I've always looked older. When I was a little kid, I remember having to buy beer for my friends when I was 5. And I retired the first time at 10. And I moved into assisted living at 15. But it's not all bad. It's not all bad. And any of you who have reached 60 and older, you know there are advantages. I got more money than I've ever had.
Okay.
Unfortunately, I spend it all at Walgreens at the pharmacy. I'm smarter than I've ever been because you got a lifetime of accumulated knowledge.
but I can't remember what I know. And I now have a superpower. I have the power of invisibility to women. Yeah, I've reached an age where I don't even get noticed anymore. More stupid news out of the Midwest. Let's go to Springfield, Ohio, where a woman aged 72 was very annoyed with her roommate aged 79 because her roommate's ventilator made a lot of noise. So in the middle of the night, she got up and unplugged it.
Oh, God.
Twice.
What?
She's been charged with attempted murder. I, like you, am a grandfather or a grandmother. I'm one of those two. And it's the greatest thing ever. It's just phenomenal. Now look, I'm sure your grandkids are great. They're not as good as mine. Little Abigail is 7. And at 7 years old, so many of you have been with me on the radio through the years, remember when she was born, she turned 7 a short time ago. And she's very, very bright. She was just accepted at Cornell and Harvard. And I'm sure your grandkids are fine. But even, she doesn't want to make a decision now because right now she's still leaning towards ninja or pop star. So we'll let you know. Meanwhile, her brother Isaac is 3. And Isaac's greatest joy is tutoring middle schoolers. And another thing that's fun, and I'm not making this up, he's at a very dangerous height, and as soon as he knows I'm not looking, he runs as fast as he can into my balls. Speaking of the miracle of children, IKEA put out a baby book of names in 2022. All the names were taken from their products and their furniture.
No.
Names like Bruno and Florin and Hedwig and Pippi and Wiki. One of the names left out, and I think it'd be perfect, and I can't say this on the radio, would have been, I can't believe they left out a fucking screw. Now let's go to the chart and see how the billionaires did this year. Bill Gates lost $21 billion. That's a lot of money. Elon lost $69 billion. Zuckerberg, $54. Bernard Arnault from Louis Vuitton, $55 billion. The only good news out of all of this is, as you can see on the chart, Warren Buffett made $1.2 billion. How did he do that? He moved all of his money to Ensure. Buy what you know, right? This lovely woman is Mackenzie Scott. That's Jeff Bezos' ex-wife. She doesn't have FU money. She has F Jeff money. So it's a lot of money, but it is important. And the plan is, this is true, the plan is they want to have an established moon base in case we all have to get off the planet Earth at some time. The average rocket holds 5 people. We're not all going to make it. So I'm advocating for a different plan. And that is, instead of trying to get to the moon to live, let's get the people we want off this planet now to the moon as fast as possible. Marjorie Taylor Greene, who once claimed California wildfires were started by powerful Democrats who own Jewish space lasers. Not making it up. She accused the Democrats of being the Gestapo. She got it a little wrong. She said they had the Gazpacho police. And she said the Democrats are a party of pedophiles that want to turn everyone gay. Bill Gates and his fake meat were being created in peach tree dishes. And it goes on and on. Because here's the bulletin. Whether you be a Republican or Democrat, it's about who you are, not the party you belong to. This is Kim Fox, the Illinois State's attorney. And this is Kim's It's Not My Fault face. She has a new platform she's pushing. It's lock up all the victims of crime. So we'll let you know how that goes. Mayor Lori Lightfoot. This is Mayor Lightfoot's It's Not My Fault, It's Kim's Fault face. And this is Governor Pritzker. And Darren Bailey, who shockingly lost the governor's race even though he had that snappy catchphrase, Chicago's a hellhole.
Hi everybody, I'm Paul Conrad from the WGN Weather Center. Just stopping in here to tell everyone Happy New Year. Hope you're having a great night. Hope these four gentlemen are keeping you giggling. Gentlemen, Happy New Year's Eve to you. But I hope everyone has a wonderful, safe night and you're enjoying the show. God bless. Happy New Year's.
Sponsored by the great people at the Raue Center for the Arts. That's where we did our New Year's Eve show. Got another big one coming up on Father's Day. There may be even a third show at the Raue Center in 2023. One of the cool things about the Raue Center School for the Arts in Crystal Lake is that there are classes and workshops for every age, and a William Street Repertory Theater that's really going to teach the next generation of artists to get up on stage with all the confidence they have and all the talent they bring. But it's also a great place for you to maybe have fun. Maybe you were somebody that, you always wanted to be in theater. And for whatever reason, life took its different turns and you don't know where to go now to enjoy it. Well, you can do it here as well. Here's a couple of examples. You can sign up for the adult improv class. Starts at the end of January. There's improv for kids as well. There's a Broadway boot camp. There's several levels of acting camp and musical theater, including acting for TV and film. There's dance classes as well, and there's even a stand-up class. Go to the Raue Center website. That's Raue Center, RAUE Center.org, RaueCenter.org, and click on the School for the Arts, and you can get all the information right there. RaueCenter.org, School for the Arts. Number for information if you'd like to call, 815-356-9212. And thank you, Crystal Lake, and thank you, Raue Center. All right, you're going to hear Nick D here first. Nick Digilio, years and years and years on the radio with me and the Nick D podcast now. He was a little rough on us in this critical review of the show, halfway through the show. But as you'll hear, he's also able to be bought off. We'll get you some Mike Toomey and Tim Benker, some stupid news, and Chris Chelios too. All now as we continue on our New Year's Eve review on a new episode of a new season of Live from My Office.
I got a 2-year-old nephew who's actually funnier than the guys who came up here on stage. Better comic timing, better material. A little few more notes. John Da Cosse. How about that, John Da Cosse, huh? Yeah, he was terrible. I've known John Da Cosse for a long time. He made me laugh once. It was about 20 years ago when he said to me, "Hey, Nick, they pay me to do stand-up." I laughed my ass off. It was so funny and depressing. And wait till Cocker comes out. Now, you know Steve Cocker, right? One of the things you might not know about him is he always writes new material. He never recycles the old stuff. Never does the old stuff. It's always brand new. Wait till he comes out. He's got some brand new stuff for it. Wait till you hear the Judge Ito jokes. Unbelievable. The 20 minutes he does on the OJ trial, spectacular. That's the newest stuff that he's done. God, this has been bad. God, it's been bad. This has been so bad. It's the worst thing I've seen all year, and I've seen the Avatar movie. It's worse than the Avatar movie. These things aren't even in 3D. That's how bad this is. I didn't think I was going to see anything worse than Avatar this year, but this is worse. God, can we just bring Carrot Top out? Can we do that? I mean, look, if we want to have things funnier, Jesus, I can't stand Carrot Top. I'd rather have him out here with his thing full of junk doing that. You know what else would be funnier? Bring out Gallagher, and Gallagher's dead. Bring out Gallagher. Bring his corpse out. Throw it on the ground. Put some watermelons out here. Would be funnier than what we're watching right now.
Oh, well, that's all.
Oh. Just all cash? Okay. So like I was saying, this is the funniest goddamn thing I have ever seen in my life. I have never laughed harder. This is the great, you know what? This is a Dean's List A+.
Now, before we get into politics, there's something going on here in Crystal Lake, which I think is worthy of mention, and that's a re-election campaign for the mayor. So, would you please welcome your Crystal Lake mayor, Hyde Halilio.
How you doing, Steve?
I'm doing great. I really appreciate you being here. For the folks in Crystal Lake, they know what a great job you do. This is such a wonderful town. You must be very proud.
I am. It's a great community.
Now, you're up for re-election.
I am.
And you're running.
I am.
One problem.
Little one.
You're not on the ballot.
I'm not on the ballot.
Can you explain how that happened? All right, so let's take a shot.
I can do this.
As I understand it, Mr. Mayor, you were helping some other folks and the paperwork deadline passed.
Correct.
So for you to be reelected mayor, you need people to write in your name.
Correct.
One vote?
15.
You need 15 votes.
15 votes.
What the hell kind of a rule is that? Okay. 15 votes. Now, as I understand the law, people have to properly spell your name on the ballot.
So, I would like you to come up with a little jingle. You remember the Oscar?
Well, yeah, I'm not doing anything. That's fine.
Like the Oscar Mayer.
I wish I was a high
No. How did that go? How do I like my bologna?
Oh, my mayor has a first name, it's H-A-I-G. My mayor has a second name, it's H-A-L-E-B-L-I-N. That's very solid advice. So you guys had a great Christmas, didn't you? Yeah, you had a great Christmas. Ours was a traditional Christmas. Christmas night, the whole family came over, and, well, we bickered with one another until late in the night. Then on Christmas Day, half of us were drunk, the other half was pissed off, and most of us were both. And then we recollected all the people who didn't make it for Christmas dinner, and we decided to trash talk them all during Christmas dinner. So
You like the Christmas carols? You like the the songs? How are you with Christmas music? Is it like once Christmas is over, don't play it anymore?
Correct.
Right?
Yep.
Yeah, I'm like day after Thanksgiving, day after Christmas. That's my window, right?
Yeah.
Other than that, you know what I mean? Like when Santa Claus shows up at Target, it's still October, I'm going to spin kick his face. You know what I'm saying? After Thanksgiving, bring it along. But this picture just brings to mind my favorite Christmas carol, and we used to do this a lot around the house. This is one of our favorites. So I'll sing it, and then I'll have you guys sing it with me the second time around once you get the lyrics down. Ready? It's very solemn. So, said the elephant to the naked man, how do you breathe through that thing?
the mayor of Oklahoma City wanted his town to lose 1 million pounds. Not making it up. Had it sponsored by Taco Bell. Warner Brothers owns the Scooby-Doo franchise and put a cease and desist out for the sports bra company Booby-Doo. And if you're in the urine specimen cup business, you've probably seen Petey the Pee-Pee Cup, a 6', 11-inch mascot showing up at all the conventions. It's very exciting. It's all lessons for the kids, of course. There was an 8th grader in Connecticut that spent $1 on a bag of Skittles from his friend. The school then stripped him of his Class VP, banned him from awards dinners, and questioned whether or not he could graduate. Meanwhile, in Virginia, this woman looks perfectly normal. She's a principal of a school there. Refused to tell her merit scholars that they were merit scholars. Many missed their early admission college applications because of that. And she said it would make the other kids who weren't merit scholars feel bad. You're going to love this one. This is Mary Jane Cobbs. She makes $480 an hour to help kids get over their fear of making and taking phone calls on their phone. And she's getting paid. Sometimes it just makes you want to get away. So a guy goes to Mexico to kill himself, spends a week or so doing coke and banging hookers, and decides he wants to live. Not your standard psychologist prescription.
Hey, Chris Chelios here from the Chicago Blackhawks. Just wanted to say Happy New Year.
Hey, Jelly, tell him about the Steve Cochran New Year's Eve show.
Make sure you watch the Steve Cochran's New Year's Eve show.
It's actually going on right now. You're there, Jelly. You're there.
Okay, it's on right now. Go watch it.
Isn't it great, Jelly?
Awesome.
Well, Happy New Year.
Happy New Year, you guys.
That's it for episode 1. Spread the word, subscribe, rate, review, and like, and we'll see you next time. Also, thanks to Ross Cochran, who appeared live with me on stage, but was far too modest to include himself in our fabulous review of New Year's Eve. I'm his dad. I wanted him to be in it. Plus, he was really funny. So, Ross, thank you, as always, for putting together Live from My Office. Hey, we'll see you next time. And the season rolls on, and we'll see you on the radio every morning from 5:30 to 9 in the Big 890 WLS, on the radio in Chicago and the Midwest, and everywhere on your smart devices or however you stream live radio. I am Steve Cochran. Thanks for listening to Live from My Office.
30 years plus on the airwaves. You have turned your dial to me. Now you're tuned into my podcast. It's Live from My Office, Steve. From Ithaca, New York to Carolina South, W. Cochran Steve. From Minneapolis and then Chicago twice, top-rated shows achieved. Sit back, relax, and now listen to my show. When or wherever you are, 'cause you're on the go. A-list celebs with some laughs and great info. Live from my office, the Steve Cochran Podcast Show. Yeah, yeah, yeah. No better place to be. Yeah, yeah, yeah. Subscribe and like for free. Yeah, yeah, yeah. Live from my office, Steve. So glad you're with me. It's Live from My Office, Steve.
Thank you for listening to Live from My Office, a service of Monkey Run Productions. All rights reserved. The podcast is hosted by Steve Cochran, and it's mixed, edited, and produced by me, Ross Cochran. Steve is available for corporate speaking gigs. He would love to MC your event, and occasionally, he's funny. Thank you for listening. Head to cochranshow.com for more.